You're watching the Shady Mob podcast with your two favorite pod mob stars.
All right, guys, please click on the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
You ready, my guy?
Let's do it.
Take it there.
Mark Grayson is still picking up the pieces after his brutal fight with Engstrom Levy. To get stronger, he throws himself into training with Cecil at the Global Defense Agency. But as he faces off against villains like Multipol, Doc Seismic, and Titan's prison break scheme, Mark starts to see the dark side of Cecil's tactics, like using Reanimen and teaming up with Darkwing 2. Fed up, Mark cuts ties with Cecil, which shakes up the Guardians of the Globe. Meanwhile, Mark and Eve get closer and finally start dating, but Eve still struggles to get her parents to accept her superhero life. At home, Debbie tries to move on by opening up to her colleague, Paul, which doesn't sit well with Mark. On top of all that, Mark's trying to guide his younger brother, Oliver, who's powerful but doesn't quite understand human emotions. Things take a dark turn when Oliver kills the Mahler twins without a second thought, sounding a lot like their dad, Nolan. Just as Mark thinks he's getting a handle on things, he discovers that Engstrom Levy is still alive and spying on his family. With enemies closing in, family drama getting more intense, and his trust in Cecil shattered, Mark's left questioning who's really on his side and what kind of hero he's meant to be. All right, guys, you guys just tuned into another episode of the Shady Mob podcast with your favorite pop mob stars. The man is bringing you another solo episode, and what are we talking about? Invincible. That's right. One of my favorite shows. I've mentioned it before on the show. It's a what to watch. Go check out that episode. But man, these past 3 episodes that dropped Thursday on, what was it? It was the 6th. Dude, amazing. I completely love it. Some people say that the quality dropped off, while others think that it's a great step forward into a bigger and more amazing fight towards the end of the season. And I am hoping for the latter. I really, really hope that towards the end of the season, we're going to get a huge fight and it'll be insane. It'll be crazy. It'll be awesome. And I just know that they're just holding off on animation towards that. So let's begin. 3 episodes dropped. You're Not Laughing Now, The Way to Leadership, and Family Ties. Great episodes. Starts off with Mark pretty much training. He's just building up his strength, speed, stamina, and endurance. And honestly, you can tell this guy's getting stronger. He's getting more powerful. He's just becoming an elite superhero of Earth. I think he's probably the strongest one on Earth at this point. I think so. Even Robot later on, I believe in episode 2, says that he's the strongest. And you can see it for sure with the coming fights, especially with Doc Seismic. You know, he definitely holds his own against those subterranean creatures, but everything else, you know, he's just a better character overall. He has been through a lot, and you can see the growth as well. Yeah, we get to see Oliver as well. He has grown a lot, especially after this 90-day time skip, I believe. They say it was like 3 months, 90 days, something like that. And honestly, you get to see him as a kid. He's pretty much an 11, 12-year-old. He is half Viltrumite, half Thraxan, so the Thraxans do age extremely fast, especially since their lifetime is literally 1 human year, while, you know, Viltrumites live for thousands of years, so he's definitely going to be stronger and stronger and stronger. And there were moments in episode 3 where you can actually see his strength and his speed increase from when his powers were introduced. I believe in episode 1, or episode 2. You get to see his powers pretty much. He gets to fly around and he wants to train with Mark and everything like that. And yeah, it's just a really, really great show. I completely fell in love with this a couple years ago, and I'm just so happy that they're churning out more episodes. I was a little sad and shocked when this season dropped because I saw that there were 7 episodes. However, the next day I noticed that there was 8. So I was going to give this a lower score on my rating because of that. However, 8 episodes is fine. That's how they want to keep it. That's okay. Give us just 8 episodes every season and I'll be happy with that. I'm okay with it. I think that they should do more. Right now, 24 episodes plus the 5th. I think it's 1 full special with Eve as well.
So 25 episodes in total so far for this show. Not their strongest stuff. The fight we got to see in episode 2, right after the events of episode 1 in season 3, were insane. The Reanimen are fighting Mark, and you get to see this almost mirrored fight where Mark is fighting them in the Guardians headquarters, and it kind of mimics and resembles Omni-Man's fight with the Guardians, like almost very similar moves. He slices them in half, and what's crazy is that you get to see the emotion in all the rest of the characters, how they just look in awe as they struggled to fight the Reanimen, and they didn't even take any of them down. I think they probably took one down, if anything, while he just completely tore them apart without any sort of hesitation and without any sort of struggle at all. He dropped them all in less than a minute, right? And everybody's looking at him. His ties with Cecil have been severed, and for good too. I think their relationship is definitely not to be trifled with. I do not want them to work together only in extreme circumstances, because I think Mark just does not want to be controlled like that. He wants to be his own person, and I think Cecil's he's not trustworthy at all. He doesn't want to reveal any secrets. And as a leader of an organization with superheroes who can level the earth, I'm pretty sure you should, keep some secrets, but reveal the most important ones, right? But it is what it is, especially with like that Miranda Waller type, Cecil Stedman type people. You kind of have to have secrets of secrets, so I get why he's doing that, and I get why he's written like that because of his leadership role. But Mark's attitude and actions were totally warranted, especially with the fact that Cecil can control him with some sort of device in his inner ear where it disrupts his flight and overall just senses. He just becomes nullified pretty much, where he can't even move. He's just screaming, and this like high-pitched noises in his head. So that's why he went to the Guardians and sought out help for, so that they can take that out, help him out, right? Because Cecil can control him. Episode 3, really, really jaw-dropping what happens. Oliver just goes off the rails. We also get to see Mark's new suit. I actually like his new suit. Definitely a lot more serious, as he says, as he jokes around. But I really do enjoy it. The first part of it is definitely a little bit more emotional. For sure, you get to see this couple. I forgot the name, Lava Man, and like the guy with the little like the tongue in his stomach. They are a couple, and you get to see how hardship and life of crime kind of were villains, but then they went steady and try to get new jobs. But you got to see like how it is in real life and what real life people are struggling with. Debt, struggle at work, struggles at home, especially with couples, of constantly fighting, money, and it's stressful. It's very stressful. And you get to see them kind of revert back to their old ways of crime fighting, and it's very interesting. It's very touching. It's a very touching thing. You get to see Oliver and Mark kick ass side by side. Yeah, it's just interesting dynamic. But Oliver does go off the rails because he does not have any sort of humanity, thought process in him. He thinks that killing is okay, especially killing people who want to hurt people close to you. And he probably learned that from Mark, especially growing up super fast. He just can't like process this. He's growing up way too fast, and the information is just coming at him like, okay, this is that. And I kind of understand why. Not that I understand why he would do this, but the fact that if you think about his Thraxan DNA, like they're very fast thinkers. They like, okay, well, if they're bad, I'm gonna kill them. Like there's no like extra thought process and learning that goes along the way, especially with the fact that he feels strong and he's actually disobeying his mom, like Mark tried to do in the first season. I think in the first episode when he got his powers, but then because of the fact that he was living, 17 years as a human already, as a human without any powers, he knows humility. He knows, not to kill people right from wrong, and his mom kind of like settles him down a little bit. So I appreciate them trying to do that towards the end, especially after he completely destroyed and murdered the Mauler twins. Oh boy, he's in trouble. He is in trouble, man. Honestly, I don't know if they'll bring them back. I love the Mauler twins. I think they're really cool side characters that you're like kind of rooting for, like anti-heroes. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I read some of the comics. I mainly just know the main parts of the show and the series, not the details of the comics. So I'm kind of going in a little blind myself, but I'm waiting for I'm waiting for Conquest. I'm waiting for Thrag, for Anissa, and all that. So, and for Nolan to come back. So it was just, yeah, it was insane. I really do think that they're gonna hold off on a big fight later on, and we'll see what happens. I cannot wait. This show is just insane. If I were to rate each episode, I would say episode 1 of season 3, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's not perfect. Fights were cool, but I do like the development of Mark. His character development was crazy good. Episode 2, 9 out of 10, of course. Just a lot of intrigue, a lot of things changing, clashing of the heads, and the Guardians pretty much splitting up. You also get to see a crazy fight scene as well. They do fight scenes really, really well in the show, and I love that. So 9 out of 10. And then episode 3, I'm going to have to give it an 8, almost a 9, but I'm going to go 8 because I don't like it when the show tries to be, I don't like it when shows pull away from main characters. There wasn't a reason to waste 6 or 7 minutes on this villain couple that they're not villains, they're just they're just bad. They're bad guys, but they're not, and they try to humanize them, which, it's cool for the universe, I think, but I don't know. I'd rather just see, Oliver and Mark crime fight and their relationship develop. Or even what's going on with the Guardians, or even Mark and Eve's relationship, or even what's going on with Cecil and his GDA. So I'd rather see anything that, and they're not even B-list. They're like probably D-list, bad guys, right? Mark can easily take them. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I think that's like a big issue for me with episode 3, but it's made up with the ending and how they try to teach Oliver the rights and wrongs of killing and being a superhero, and towards the end where you also get a little snippet of Angstrom Levy. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna try to push one of these episodes every week so that we can get full coverage of the show. Please go check out what to watch coming up next. All right, we'll see you guys there.
Guys, if you're into sports, wrestling, or just need some positivity and motivation, check out N1 from the End Zone and click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with the man and your king,
The king.
it's time for
What to watch? 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 Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend you guys to watch Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths, Part 1, 2, and 3 on HBO Max. Boy, oh boy, this one I want to recommend because not only does it fall under the superhero category of the video that we're posting, but it honestly was just a great watch. I really liked it. It was a different take on the multiverse and how different versions of the characters all meet. I loved the ending and just how everything correlated with one specific event that happened. Very similar to the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse type dimensional talk, where it's kind of like a canon event happened, and this one particular moment that happens that this character did messed everything up, and it coincides with the previous Justice League movies where you had the New 52 characters and everything like that. So that storyline, they all bleed together, and I think now they have a huge universe reboot, right? So it's just really fun to see all these characters, all the Supermans, Batmans, Robins, Flashes, Wonder Womans, everything. Meet the Monitor, how they try to stop this pretty much universe-ending wave where it's just resetting everything. It's destroying all these worlds, and it sucks. There's a lot of good cameos in there, a lot of good animation cameos. You get to see a bunch of the Justice League, the Super Friends, even as well come in. Kevin Conroy's last interpretation, last vocalization of Batman is in this. I think, is it his last one, or was it the video game with the Suicide Squad? I think it was this one was his last, where he was with Joker, and the way it just goes out was perfect. Honestly, it was great. It pays a lot of homage to the previous animations, as I said, and the first one starts strong. Second one's a little weaker. I'm not gonna lie. Third one, honestly, is really good. I love the ending, and I'm just hopeful for a future of Justice League animations. I think that WB has been on a steamrolling, fast track, just first place when it comes to animation in terms of superheroes, comparing it to Marvel. Never fails. I can't recall a bad. Yeah, I can't recall a bad Warner Brothers animation movie or anything related to DC within recent years. There have been a couple off-put ones. I wasn't a big fan of Wonder Woman, and that side, and also I think there was one, I'm forgetting one movie, but I just wasn't a huge fan of it. Yeah, honestly, I really liked it. Go check it out. What to watch? Go check out HBO, an affiliate of ours. Links down below if you want to sign up for it. Also, they have good deals too. So we'll also be keeping you guys posted on that. Go check out N1 from the End Zone, where Nelson talks about latest and greatest in sports news, wrestling, and all that fun stuff. Go check out A&A Radio, where I talk about finance, banking, and personal budgeting as well. And go ahead and check out Smacks on Twitch and on YouTube, where he streams Valorant and Clash Royale. Go ahead, check us out. Stay tuned for more, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Have fun. Desire is power. Please, please, please make sure you guys just follow your dreams. Everything right. Everything will be okay as long as you're staying motivated and just taking every single day as a blessing. All right? Well, see you guys next time on the next Shady Mom Podcast episode, and stay tuned for more content. All right, guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.
You guys just watched the latest episode of the Shady Mob Podcast with your two favorite Pod Mob stars. We appreciate you guys for being here, and hopefully you're enjoying this content and you're coming back and staying tuned for more episodes. Guys, please subscribe, like, and comment on the videos. Share this with your family, your friends, and partners. Stay tuned for more breakdowns of your favorite content or just general life conversations. All right? You guys have a good rest of your day. Bye, guys.
I'ma go connect MDMA. 4 ship a pack out to Rio. 4 non-Trump looking Cheeto. Push a button, I can put my key up. Still a fucking girl with my seat up. Brought some bitches back from Bally's. When I get to Cali, I'ma need a tally. Yeah. Backyard got a valley. Look like Golden Pally. That was not a challenge. Yeah. Backing hard off the static.